you've cited that you get in your own way, okay, and you've also cited when you're more creative that you play better golf. So today I'm going to put a 7-step process into play that's going to help you discover and be able to recreate the mental and the physiological state that allow you to hit good golf shots and reduce getting in your own way. Okay? And we're going to use the FocusBand to do this. So I'm going to explain this to you right now. The screen to show a green brain and for the avatar to have this green laser coming out of his eyes. This means you're in a mushing state and it means you've got quiet eye. So this probably represents the state that you get into when you're being creative, when you're feeling in flow on the golf course. The red side of the brain means you're cognitive, you're thinking, you're using your intelligence, you're criticising, you're judging, and that can interrupt your golf swing and affect the way you move the club around the body. So I'm going to put the sound on so you can hear it. I'm going to get the FocusBand to find your baseline. I don't know what I use. I'll just do it before. It gave you the audio feedback and the colours on the screen, they were green. So what were you focusing on when you were doing that?
I was just kind of locked in on kind of one color in the carpet, and then just kind of felt like almost like I was zoning out with the music, definitely.
Okay, do you feel like you were in control of your state, like you were in control of your brain?
Yeah.
Okay, how does that compare to how you feel on the golf course?
A lot less going on in my head.
Okay.
A lot less thinking.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Now I want you to look at the floor as if you're addressing the ball, and I want you to picture the panda and get in the same state. Awesome, well done. How does it feel to how you are when you stand over the golf ball normally?
Relaxed was going to be the first word that came to mind. It definitely, getting into the golf posture felt a little different. It's definitely, I've never had to look at the target that way before.
Okay. In what way? What do you mean? Explain that to me a bit more.
Like I felt like I was having to pick out a certain detail about the face of the panda. One basically narrowing it down from the whole head of the panda to the nose.
Okay.
And when I was able to zone in on that one piece, it was easier to get in that state.
Awesome. So when you play at the minute, what techniques do you have to get yourself into state? Do you have any techniques over the ball, or do you have any techniques when you're walking in between shots? What tools would you employ? What intervention strategies do you have to get yourself into this state when you play?
Definitely breathing.
Okay.
I've been trying to keep the image of the target in my mind when I'm over the ball.
Okay.
And then just staring at one spot on the golf ball.
Okay.
And basically, I think I told you yesterday, I feel like I see the ball connecting with that image in my mind.
Okay, perfect. So I want to test those. So first of all, I want to test your breathing, and I want to see how effectively you can do it. So if you now, would you be walking while you were breathing on the golf course? Would you be sitting down? Would you be standing up? How would it go? Yeah, if you can stand up for me. Okay, and I want you to employ your breathing exercises that you would do on the course. put that ball into your belly button. Okay, now I want you to relax, and I want you to make the ball go up and down. So you breathe in through your nose, the ball goes up, and out through your mouth. Okay, good. Awesome, the difference is incredible. Beautiful. Okay, Eric, you can stand up. We've been in here, you've acclimatised to the band, you've created awareness of what works, you know, picking the smaller targets and breathing more and lower down in your stomach helps you create the state that you want to feel to hit good goal shots. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go onto the range and we're going to try and get this same state on the range at first without a club and golf ball. We're just going to walk through your routine, implement this, see if we can get the same results. As you become successful at that, out in the golfing environment, we'll add a club, we'll add a ball, and then eventually what we'll do is you'll be recreating that state every time you hit shots, and when you're comfortable and I'm comfortable, we'll take it to the golf course. Good. Good. Swing. Eric, awesome shot. Can you explain the process that you've discovered with the use of FocusBand?
Yeah, so I feel like I engage with the target. I get an image of it in my mind, close my eyes, and I'm putting my hand on my stomach so I kind of mimic the ball. I feel like I'm pushing my hand out, and while I'm breathing, I see the shot going to the target in my mind, and I can hear I get quiet eye. And once I do, then I open my eyes, I come into the ball, re-engage with the target, and then once I get quiet eye there, then I set up, try to re-engage, and then see it in my mind and go.
Okay, cool. Are you confident enough that if we now turn the biofeedback, the audio feedback off, that you'll be able to repeat that process?
I think I could get close, yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's the next step. What I want to do, I want to turn the sound off. I want to see you hit some quality shots with good data on here. Once that's done, we're going to take it to the golf course, okay? So Eric, you've been through the 7-step process that we laid out this morning with FocusBand. How do you feel that it's helped you? What have you learned, and what are you now gonna go and practice and try and transition into your game?
Yeah, I mean, big thing was kind of the visualization for me. I kind of discovered that when I, engage with the target and then close my eyes and envision it, and then kind of see the shot that I want to hit in my mind rather than trying to do it with my eyes open, I get into that motion and quiet eye state a lot quicker. So I mean, obviously doing that, and then it was, that combined with breathing for sure. The breathing stuff really made a big difference.
Awesome. And do you feel more or less confident the fact that you had a device to quantify all of this?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously wouldn't have known if I was anywhere close had I not had that feedback. So now, and then it was nice, at the end when I did it without the sound, to know that I still was, pretty much repeating what I was hearing when it was on. So that definitely gives you more confidence when you go out and do it on your own.
Yeah, I think that's very important. When we took the device, or when we muted the biofeedback, you were still getting very similar data.
Yeah.
Way better to the data than you actually got when we first introduced you to the band in here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was excellent. Well done.
When I was standing over the ball, I mean, that's probably one of the first times I've never had a swing thought going through my mind. It was more, I had that image of the target in my mind, and then I could kind of see the ball either, fading into that target or drawing into the target, rather than thinking about something
cool, yeah,
mechanical.
That's so cool. So, and how did that make you feel? You said you wanted, your goals were that when you're creating shots, you feel great. When the shots aren't, you're not really creating shots, when it's more as you perceived it, a normal shot, you kind of get in your own way. Do you feel that this session today with the FocusBand helped you overcome that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
So what I'd like you to do now, because ultimately the goal is we want to recode neural pathways. This is just the start of the journey. So I'm going to explain to you now how it's going to impact on your training. So I would like you to complete the OSVEA sheet that you've got on your knee, just for the V and the E, the visualization and execution phases of the golf shot. I would like you to write in what you're doing there, what you've discovered from today's session. And then when you go out and play, I would like you on the range to do that with no golf ball at first, to warm yourself up to get into state. I would then like you to add the golf ball, okay? And then when you go on the golf course, I would like you to grade how well you complete the visualization and execution process at each phase on this scorecard. Is that okay for you to do?
Yeah.
You think that will help you make this habitual?
Definitely.